Hello students, today I am going to talk about the 5th semester lesson Gender Equality is Your Issue Too, written by Emma Watson. So this lesson comes in Unit 2 where we have gender sensitization topics. So we have to read this from gender perspective. Have you noticed when a baby girl is born, she is gifted everything in pink? Pink dress, pink towels, pink socks, pink nappies, etc. And what about boys? You might have observed blue color, blue dress, blue socks, and all. Why so? Girls like all colors, even that is the same for boys. Then why only pink for girls and then blue for boys? Yeah, let us look at another example. People believe that girls like dolls, kitchen sets, and also to girls they gift dolls, Barbie dolls, kitchen set, and for boys, bat, ball, cars, vehicles. They think women cry, but men don't. Is it so? All are human beings, no? All have sadness, all have happiness. So, in order to show the society, boys need not play a tough game without dropping even a tear. And girls need not behave shy, scared, and all. All these are called stereotypes. What is stereotype? It is a widely held belief about a specific gender. Stereotypes are embedded within the society. We can see from these examples that stereotypes are injected into the minds of kids by the society from a very young age. And that is why pink is chosen for girls and blue for boys. The dichotomy came in thus. Gender equality is your issue too. Is a speech given by Emma Watson. Who do you think Emma Watson is addressing using the pronoun your? Is your issue too? Woman or man? Gender equality is synonymous with woman, so your may be men. Is your issue too? Is boys' issue too? Is the issue of men too? Let me tell you another situation about another situation. Have you noticed in our colleges, schools, and all, many of the women empowerment programs are held, Women Equality Day is celebrated, then sensitizing programs are held. But in all these programs, you might have observed um, girls will be participating and not boys. All these sensitization advices goes only to girls. Why are boys not included in such programs? Actually, maintaining gender equality is the responsibility of our society, and this society is constituted by all genders. So, men should obviously be included in this process. It is not only the business of women. And what we look at the word feminism also. What is feminism? Feminism, as the word describes, is the advocacy of women's right in the ground of the equality of sexes. Uh, People who work for women rights are called feminist. A woman can be a feminist. A man can also be a feminist. I would rather say a woman and a man should be a feminist. People of other genders too. So, when we look at this lesson, Emma Watson's lesson, Gender Equality is Your Issue Too. It is a speech given by Emma Watson. She advocates women's rights and she invites the participation of men in the he for she movement. So, Emma Watson's speech revolves around the topic of gender inequality and gender roles. More specifically, she talks about how gender roles contribute to creating and preserving gender equality. As a speaker, Emma Watson comes across um, certain messages, and then by building trust and confidence in the audience. Now, who is Emma Watson? Emma Watson is a British actor, model, and activist. She is known for her roles in films like Harry Potter. She was born in Paris, and she began taking acting classes at the age of 6 and was selected for the role in the Harry Potter film. She graduated from Brown University, USA. She was appointed as a UN Women Goodwill Ambassador to serve as the advocate for UN Women's gender equality campaign known as He for She movement. Now, let's read the lesson. As permission was not granted by the copyright holder, the text of the speech could not be reproduced. The original speech can be accessed on the UN Women website. It is there in our website too. You can go and watch the speech. Emma Watson was appointed US Women Goodwill Ambassador in July 2014, and she gave the speech in that capacity at the headquarters of the United Nations in New York at the special event to launch He for She campaign. So, he should work for she. That is the campaign. It was launched by the UN on September 20th, 2014 in a global solidarity movement, a partnership between women and men for the advancement of gender equality. So, women and men should work together for gender equality. The movement is based on the idea that gender equality is not just a woman's issue but a human rights issue. We have to consider it as human right issue. It is not just a woman issue. It invites men and people of all genders to stand in solidarity with women to create a bold, visible, and united force for gender equality. When we look at the sex ratio, we find that men are more than women. So, if men stand along with women, then it will become more visible and bold. The movement will become more visible and bold. The logo of the movement combines the traditional symbol of female and male genders to create a new symbol that represents women and men working together to achieve gender equality. So that is the purpose of her talk. Both the genders, men and women, have to work together. UN Women, United Nations entity for gender equality and the empowerment of women, was created by the United Nations General Assembly in July 2010. You have to take a note of the years here. Different years are mentioned. UN Women enlists the volunteer service and support of prominent and influential personalities from various fields. So, people from different fields participate in these kinds of movements, and thus the visibility of the program also increases. We'll go to this paragraph. Watson begins her business like speech by directly addressing men. I'm reaching out to you because we need your help and explaining the aims and objectives of the campaign. We want to try and galvanize as many men and boys as possible to be advocates for change. She also emphasized that it is not just an appeal but an urgent call for action, and we don't just want to talk about it. We want to try and make sure that it is tangible. It should be possible. Men should participate, boys should participate in he for she movement. Then only gender equality can be achieved. It is the responsibility of the society. It is a human right, and it's not the sole business of women. She observes that although fighting for women's rights has too often become synonymous with man-hating, feminism is in fact the belief that men and women should have equal rights and opportunities. It is the theory of political, economic, and social equality of the sexes. So, it is a movement which works for the rights of women. So, everyone should participate in that. Drawing on her experiences of growing up as a girl, she recounts how she faced and resisted stereotypical gender assumptions. She remarks that feminism has become an unpopular word, and since feminists are projected as overly aggressive, exclusivist, and anti men, many women have begun to not identify themselves as feminist. People have added a kind of negative connotation along with the word feminist, but it is not so. Every person, every human being should be a feminist. They should work towards the improvement of the status of women in the society. She considers herself privileged because she was never discriminated against on the basis of her gender, either at home or outside. But we have to know that many people are discriminated in their home and outside in their professional spaces. Recalling Hillary Clinton's 1995 speech in Beijing, Watson notes that less than 30% of the audience was male. She wonders how the world can be changed when half has remained uninvolved and excluded. It is an invitation to both men and women to free themselves from gender binaries and recognize their total self. She remarks that when men free themselves from the constraints of stereotypes, it will quite naturally lead to a change in the status of man. If men don't have an aggressive order to be accepted, women won't feel compelled to be submissive. So men also have their own difficulties. We need to understand that so they are also forced to be tough and strong. They are forced to behave like that because this is a society, the patriarchal society demands that. At this point, Emma Watson introduces an element of self mockery by wondering about her qualification to address UN on this weighty issue. She states that in such moments of self doubt, she motivated herself by recalling Edmund Burke's remark that all that is needed for evil to triumph is the inaction of good men and women. She therefore urges everyone to feel personally responsible and commit themselves to act in order to change the world for the better. So, everyone has to work together to make this world a better place. Emma Watson concludes her speech by commenting on the inadvertent feminists who believe in equality and assures them that even if a uniting word as a alternative to divisive word feminism may not yet be available, a uniting movement is now available in the form of he for she. So he for she and is a uniting movement which unites both men and women. While Emma Watson's speech is no doubt important, particularly for this idea of allyship, it is undeniable that her celebrity status has contributed significantly to its popularity. The star image of the speaker can sometimes distract attention from what is being said. So UN has also chosen a star to talk about such an important issue. She has been waving a magic wand. I hope you use your magic wand to end violence against women. So domestic violence, everything should be ended, and women should be treated equal to men. All genders are equal. In particular, her assumptions that men remained uninvolved in the effort to realize gender equality only because they have not been invited, and that men's freedom automatically results in the freedom of women. This was considered simplistic and lacking in understanding of the nature and function of patriarchy. So, Watson's intention is to clarify that feminism and gender equality mean to raise awareness about the negative consequences of equality in society, and she wants to make the audience understand why taking action is necessary. So, this lesson is self explanatory. If you have a good background, about the context in which Emma Watson speaks about this topic, he for she movement. I hope you enjoyed listening to the lesson. Thank you. Thank you for listening.